Hello, fabulous scholars. Last time, Dromio and Antipholus were having an argument out in the marketplace because Antipholus kept hitting Dromio, and Dromio didn't understand why he was being hit. And even when he asked for an explanation, Antipholus was just like, because you keep joking with me, and I don't like it. And Dromio's like, I don't understand. I haven't been joking with you. I haven't even seen you for like an hour and a half. What's going on? And so Dromio says, well, sir, I thank you. Thank me, sir, for what? Marry, sir, for this something you gave me for nothing. Oh, I thank you because you gave me something, punches, for nothing. I didn't do anything. And Antipholus just shakes his head because he thinks just another joke, and he says, I'll make you amends next to give you nothing for something. Okay, I'll make it up to you next time. I will give you nothing the next time you give me something. But say, sir, is it dinner time? So enough of this. Is it lunchtime? And Dromio says, no, sir. I think the meat wants what I have. I don't think it's lunchtime yet. I think the meat wants what I've gotten. In good time, sir. What's that? Tell me, what is that? What does the meat need that you have? Basting, says Dromio. Now, this is a joke because basting in Shakespeare's time can mean like punching, but it can also mean taking the juice from the meat and dripping it over the meat so it doesn't dry out while you're baking it. It's a hilarious joke in Shakespeare's time. Trust me. Basting! Oh, Shakespeare. Hilarious. Okay. And Antipholus says, well, sir, then 'twill be dry. Like dry wit or dry humor is really funny, and the meat will be dry because, no, okay. Shakespeare. Hilarious, hilarious. Oh, if it be, sir, I pray you eat none of it. If it is dry, I hope you don't eat any of it, the meat. Your reason? Lest it make you choleric and purchase me another dry basting. Well, if you eat the dried out meat that hasn't had the juice dripped on it, it might make your stomach upset, and that would make you angry, and then you would hit me again. Still making a joke about basting. Well, sir, learn to jest in good time. There's a time for all things. Well, Dromio, like I've told you, I wouldn't hit you if you would learn there's a good time to joke and there's a bad time to joke. And Dromio says, I durst have denied that before you were so choleric. I told you I didn't joke with you, and then you got angry. And then they go on for joking a lot. And it's not quite as funny nowadays as it is in Shakespeare's time. So I'm going to skip just a teeny tiny bit. And Antipholus, so they're joking around and being silly and making lots of puns. Again, hilarious in Shakespeare's time. Not really helpful to the plot. So we're going to skip ahead. And then Antipholus suddenly says, but soft, who wafts us yonder? Hang on a second. Who's coming? Any guesses? Adriana enters, followed by her helpful sister, Luciana. Adriana got tired of waiting at home for Antipholus, so she headed out to see if she could find him. This is not her Antipholus. This Antipholus has never met these women before in his life. Let's see what happens. So she runs up to him and she grabs him, and both of these guys jump back just like you would if a stranger suddenly ran up and grabbed your arm. And that really hurts Adriana's feelings because she thinks it's her husband. And when she comes up to him, he's like running away from her. And so she says, I, Antipholus, yes, Antipholus, look strange and frown. Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not Adriana or thy wife. Okay, Antipholus, turn away from me. Look frowning and like you don't know me. Fine, I know you like other people better than you like me. I'm not really Adriana, your wife. And then she turns back to him and she's gonna let him have it now. She's just got all this anger. She's got her angry pointing finger out at him, and she says, the time was once when thou unurged wouldst vow that never words music to thine ear, that never object pleasing to thine eye, that never touch well welcome to thy hand, that never meat sweet savor to thy taste, unless I I spake or looked or touched or carved to thee. Antipholus, there used to be a time when you said nothing was as lovely as my voice, and that nothing was as beautiful to look at except for me, and nothing was as welcome to you as the gentle touch of my hand, and that every food was better when I cooked it. How comes it now, my husband? Oh, how comes it that thou art then estranged from thyself? So, why have you changed so much? Thyself I call it, being strange to me, that undividable, incorporate, and better than thy dear self's better part. I can say this stuff because we're supposed to be married, and you're supposed to treat me like I'm part of you. That we're supposed to be that close, and I don't even recognize you anymore, but because your behavior is so different. And she grabs him, and again, he like jumps back, knocking kind of Dromio with him. And she says, do not tear thyself away from me. For know, my love, as easy mayst thou fall, a drop of water in a breaking gulf, and take unmingled thence that drop again without addition or diminishing, as take from me thyself and not me too. Why are you running away from me? We're like a drop of water, and when some drops of water fall in the same place, you can't pull out the same drop of water before, or that you had before, unless you take some of the other water with it. It just doesn't work. It all gets mixed together. I'm like that drop of water. When you pull yourself away from me, you take part of me with you. She's really letting him have it. And she continues, how dearly would it touch thee to the quick, shouldst thou but hear I were licentious? Wouldst thou not spit at me and spurn at me and hurl the name of husband in my face? If I treated you the way you've been treating me, if I pulled away from you when you tried to grab my arm, wouldn't you get mad? Wouldn't you say I was being a terrible wife? I know thou canst, and therefore see thou do it. I know you would. I know you would treat me that way. You would be very unhappy if I treated you the way you've been treating me. And she finishes, I live disdained, thou undishonored. I'm miserable, and you seem to be just fine with how things are. Not fair, right? And Antipholus the whole time has been kind of looking at Adriana like, I see you're unhappy, I want to help you, but I also think you're crazy because I don't know you, and you just grabbed my arm and then started yelling at me about how unfairly I'm treating you, and I've never seen you before in my life. So Antipholus kind of looks around to make sure, and then he says, plead you to me, fair dame? Are you talking to me, lady? I know you not. In Ephesus, I am but 2 hours old, as strange unto your town as to your talk, who every word by all my wit being scanned, wants wit in all one word to understand. I've only been in Ephesus for 2 hours, and so you can't possibly know me, and I've really listened to you, but I don't understand a word you're saying. What on earth are you talking about? And now Luciana, being helpful, jumps into this, and she's going to scold Antipholus for treating Adriana so poorly. And so Luciana, helpful Luciana, says, fie, brother! Shame on you, brother-in-law! How the world has changed with you! When were you wont to use my sister thus? Oh, you have really changed since we first met. Why are you being so mean to my sister? She sent for you by Dromio home to dinner. All she did was send Dromio to tell you it's time to come home to lunch. And now Antipholus understands something. And he says, by Dromio? Huh? By me? By thee. And this thou didst return from him, that he did buffet thee, and in his blows denied my house for his, and me for his wife. Yes, I sent you, Dromio, and you came back to say that you've met with Antipholus and that he hit you and said he was not married. And Antipholus, because he's recognizing parts of this conversation now, he says to Dromio, "Did you converse, sir, with this gentlewoman? What is the course and drift of your compact? Did you talk to this lady over here? What are you two planning together? What did you talk about?" And Dromio, big eyes, says very innocently, "I, sir? I never saw her till this time." Me, sir? Oh, no, I've never seen that lady before right now." And Antipholus says, "Villain, thou liest, for even her very words didst thou deliver to me on the mart. Dromio, you liar, you're lying again, because these things that she said, you did say them to me, here at the marketplace." And Dromio's like, I never spake with her in all my life. No, I've never talked to that lady." "How can she thus then call us by our names? So if you've never talked to her, how does she know our names?" "Unless it be by inspiration." "How do they know our names? Unless it's magic." Remember, Antipholus is a little afraid of Ephesus being full of wizards and witches who are going to do bad magic spells on him. So he's like, we'll find out what happens next time. Bye, scholars.